There we go. All right, so shoulders roll up, back, and down. Back of the neck is long. Let's take a big deep breath in, sigh it out with an exhale, and let those shoulders drop away. We're going to pull those ribs down just a wee bit towards our hips. Make sure our feet are lined up parallel, again, or as always touching or hip distance apart, whichever's more comfortable for you. You're going to lengthen your tailbone and then grow tall through the top back side of your head. And we're going to start with just a little bit of a little heel lift, alternating here as if you're kind of prancing. And what I'd like you to do is think about your toes being spread apart. So you're actually getting a little bit of work here in all those little ligaments and bones of the feet, just kind of warming them up a little bit. More the feet than the hips, but whatever. All right, and then step forward with your left leg, and you're gonna roll up and back on your left toes. And again, don't just make it a lift and a lower, but press, and as you come up on the tippy toes, and as you go down, press down on that heel. So moving through that just a couple times, and then we'll switch it up. So left leg goes back, and again, we're lifting and pressing down and lifting and pressing down. Couple more times here. Nice. All right. And then finally, we're going to walk a little wider, bring your weight onto your left leg, and I want you to roll your right foot in and out. And there might be some sway now in your hips, and that's okay. But just move in, again, articulating those little bones and ligaments on our feet that really don't get much attention. And then we'll go the other way, right? So other foot rolls in and out. And then bring it to center. So your feet must, hopefully, are nice and warmed up. And so we're going to shift our weight onto that right leg. We're going to lift our left leg up. And we're going to try and get that knee even with our hip, right? We're going to extend it, lower it, bend the opposite knee, and slide back. So we're going to lift, extend, lower, bend, and drag it back. Up, out, down, and drag. Up, out, down, drag. Up, out, down, and drag. So we're working, obviously, that right quadricep and that right glute, but we're also working a little bit with that left quad. Just one more time like that, bring it down. All right, simpler move. We're going to step out to the side and try not to shoot that hip to the side and drag, out and drag, out and drag. So hip is going straight back. All your weight is staying on that right leg. 2 more times. Bring it out and lift it off the ground. So it's not up here. Let's do that again. All your weight on your right leg. Left toes go out, no weight on them, lift that leg up. Now tap, lift, tap, 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 2, 1, nice, bring it up. Hopefully this right leg is feeling some love here. We're going to shift over onto that left leg. We're going to bring that right leg up. We're going to extend that leg. We're going to tap it down as we bend the knee and drag it back. So we lift, extend, tap, and drag. Lift, extend, tap, and drag. Lift, extend, tap, and drag. Keep it going. Do what you need or want with your hands. You can keep them sort of in the namaskar position, or you can use your arms. You can add your arms. Good. And last time, bring it up. And then simpler move, we sit into it, we keep all the weight on that left leg and try not to let that left hip shoot out and come up. So we sit into it and come up and sit and up. Good. Keeping that weight on the left leg the whole time as the left knee comes forward. And leave it there. Tap, lift, tap, lift and tap, lift and tap. This leg's bent. And bring it up. Prance those feet out a little bit again, just kind of loosening up those feet. And we are going to head to the back of the mat, wide stance. We're going to bend our knees, and we're going to roll into a cat stretch and inhale into a cow. So from that cow, you're going to bend your elbows until you can get your torso parallel to the ground. Immediately notice if your tailbone rolled under, stick that up in the air. So really shift that up. I said shift. And then pull your ribs in and your abs in, right? So you're not tucking under, but extending. When you're ready, let go. Elbows to the sky, fingers down. Give me a little squeeze between your shoulder blades. Just a little bit of posture warm up here. Good. And then squeeze those elbows. Stick up position, weight in your heels and your booty. Stand it up. Bend the knees. Come over. Flatten that torso, pull the belly button in, squeeze, 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 hands to your heart, weight in your booty and your hips, lift it up, bring it down, squeeze the elbows. Good, hands to your heart, lift, hinge again, lift, squeeze, 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 weight in those hips, we're changing it up, bend over, abs in, squeeze twice, come up and over, squeeze twice, and up. One more time, up and over, squeeze twice, come up, and now we just do one squeeze, down, squeeze, and up, down, squeeze, and up. Do me a favor, just because we've speeded this up, keep in mind that your legs start to straighten before your chest comes up, right? So we're not coming up with a roll. We're bending, we're lifting, strong in those glutes and hamstrings. I hope you're feeling that. And then the last thing we're going to do is take the squeeze away. So we're just going to come over and up, over and up, over and up. It's almost like you're getting ready to do the whoa, standing broad jump. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Good, keep that going. Make sure you're bending your knees. You guys look great. And don't sweep it up too much. Use your booty and your, so your glutes and your hamstrings, not just momentum. All right, last two. And on the last one, stay bent over. You're gonna walk it out. And as you do, you're gonna slide down on your forearms. So elbows right underneath you, hips in line, nice wide feet for a plank here, so it should be a little easier, head in line with your spine. You're gonna pike those hips up, look between your legs, and shift it back again. Pike it up, and shift it. And pike, and shift. Two more times, pike, shift, last time, pike, and all the way down. And we're going to take a moment to press back into a resting position. You could bring your arms down. You can tuck them behind your knees if that would be pleasant for you. And then we're going to roll up, roll out into your cow. One more time, cat and cow. And then we'll come over seated position. All right, so lower body, some upper body. We should be pretty warmed up here. We're going to grab hold of the backs of the legs. We're going to roll into a kitty cat stretch and then pull up and arch into a cow. So we're going to tuck into a cat and open into a cow. So we're kind of working two things here. We're once again mobilizing through that spine, but we're also sort of getting warmed up in preparation of a little more ab work. When you're ready, if you want to, let go, round into your cat, open into your cow. Round into your cat, open into your cow, round and open, and one more time, round, open, and this time when you round, you're rolling all the way down and you're hugging your knees in. And we'll take a little break here, take those hips side to side. Let's start with a nice twist. So legs go out and tabletop, knees drop left. And then as you're ready, right leg up, left leg follows, knees drop right. And back up. And we're going to start hugging those knees in. We're going to start with our dead bug pose today. It turns into rolling like a ball usually, but we're going to start just the dead bug. So you're just rolling on that spine, holding onto your ankles. Doesn't have to be a big move. Just keeping those abs drawn in for 3, 2, and 1. Feet down on the ground. Arms come up, hold here, inhale, exhale down, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale down. Exhale, lift, option, sweep your arms up and over and exhale down, deep breath in. Exhale, lift, inhale, reach and sweep and down. Exhale, lift, inhale, reach, sweep and down. One more time, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, sweep down. Hug your knees in and then bring them tabletop. Head, neck, and shoulders float off the ground. Inhale, arms reach, legs reach, and sweep. Inhale, reach, and sweep. So now we're in that double leg stretch. You're just being cautious that you're just extending the legs. You're not pulling the knees in and out, right? You extend them and you bend them. You extend them and you bend them, and then keep that going for me. Being aware that you're leaving your abs nice and flat. Good. Last one, extend, open into your double leg stretch, reach your arms a little longer, stretch your toes a little longer, sink your abs, bend, grab your ankles, roll like a ball, come back down, extend, grab your ankles, roll up, roll back, extend. One more like that, rolling up, rolling back. If that bugs you, don't do it. Extend, adding on if you want, roll up, extend at the top, roll down, extend at the bottom, roll up, extend at the top, roll down, extend at the bottom. And again, option to just stay in double leg stretch or do the roll up, but without the extension at the top. So you have multiple options here. Let me see 2 more of whichever version you're doing. And then relax. Oh, it should have been good stuff. All right, left foot on the ground, right knee is going to hug in, so you're actually getting a nice stretch. Feel that tailbone roll up, but keep the knee next to the ribs. And now press the tailbone down, let the leg move away, and then keep the tailbone down and bring the leg closer. Reach down, grab your right ankle with your right hand, and lift the shin so that it's parallel to the ground. I'm holding on to my right knee with my left hand. The left leg is going to extend to the sky. And then on an exhale, I'm going to reach through those left toes as I lift my torso off the ground. So this is that stretchy version of single leg stretch. We're just going to hold this. As you hold it, I want you to point your left toes harder to try and get that knee straighter. I want you to lift your chest a little higher. I'd like you to widen your elbows. Have awareness of that space at the top between your shoulder blades. Holding, pointing, lifting, 3, 2, 1, everything down. Bring that left knee into your chest. Feel it hug your ribs. And then roll the tailbone down. Keep the tailbone down, but yet bring that knee close again. Reach down with your left hand to lift that left ankle. When you're ready, right hand is on your left knee. Right leg extends up in the air. Exhale to reach through that right leg, lift yourself up. Point your right toes a little stronger. Elbows wider, chest higher, abs deeper, holding 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time, both knees hug in. On the exhale, so it's a little bit different, kind of a maybe fun version of single leg stretch. On the exhale, lift up, reach through the left toes. We're going to hold for an inhale. We're going to hold for an exhale. And then we're going to inhale everything down. We're going to exhale, explode to the other side. We're going to hold for a breath. And then we'll switch. And then we come up on the exhale and we hold for the inhale. We hold for the exhale. We hold for another inhale. We exhale, or sorry, whoops, sorry, inhale, exhale, lift it up, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, inhale down, exhale, lift and reach, hold an inhale, hold for an exhale, and then we switch, and then we come up again on an exhale. If your neck is bothering you, you're going to be right here, right? Head, neck, and shoulders down, using the weight of your legs to create the resistance. So still our single leg stretch. And then finally, hug both knees in, roll up all the way this time in a rolling like a ball, but balance. Bring your hands around behind your ankles and lift your shins parallel to the ground. So this is going to be slightly different. You're going to keep your legs in tabletop and you're going to roll like a ball. So normally you're snug, but I'm going to ask you to try and keep your knees in tabletop. A little bit different, maybe a little more challenging. And last one, you're going to stay up and you're going to straighten those legs. You can hold your big toes, you can hold your feet, or you can hold your ankles. Shoulders back and down. I want you to think about lifting, lifting, lifting between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to create that roundness in the spine. So open leg rocker, pause at the top, inhaling. Exhale, roll onto your spine, but not your head. Inhale, hold at the top. Exhale to roll, inhale to pause. Make sure you're controlling this, it's not whipping you, right? So you're in charge of how quickly or slowly you roll, whoops, up and down, and you pause. And we're going to do one more, and we're going to meet at the top. Beautiful. Bend your knees, put your heels on the ground, leave your hands where they were. Start scooting your feet forward and your booty back so that as you walk your hips back, you're getting onto your hip bones. And then notice if you're rounded, press tall, and then slide forward. And then when you're ready, bring your toes back towards your face. Let's stay with the bent knee right now so you can actually take your hands all the way around to the bottom of your feet, as if you were doing from yoga, gorilla pose. But again, notice if you rounded, try and stay extended. And then when you're ready for more, you scoot your hips or you straighten your legs, but notice if you dropped into your hips. I want you to stay lifted, and you may have to move where your hands are, and that's fine. If you're not, then give your feet another little bit of love here. And then sit up nice and tall. All right, rolling down, feet go on the ground. Make sure you can keep all 10 toes on the ground. If you go so far back that your toes lift up, you went a little bit too far, and that's putting some impingement on these nerves, and that's probably why your toes are lifting. So you don't want to go so far back that your toes lift up. So just keep that in mind, shoulders back and down. Exhale, hinge back to your challenging level. Inhale, hold, pull those abs in. Exhale, lower the hands to come up. You can give yourself a lift at the top if you want. Exhale to hinge, inhale to hold, and exhale, lift. If you want a little more challenge, you exhale back, and on the inhale, you will open your arms into a T, but be sure you lower them before you come back up. So you exhale back, open into a T if that works for you, and come back. If you want more, you exhale back, arms into a V, and lower your hands. Inhale, lift at the top if you want. Exhale back, inhale V if you want. If you want even more, you're going to exhale back, you're going to inhale, arms reach over your head, and lower them as you come up. And keep that going for me, please. So you're going to do 4 more of whichever version you are enjoying. And then when you finish that last one, I just couldn't stand for her not to be here, sorry. It's her class after all. I'm renaming my YouTube channel to Pilates by Nutmeg. So you gotta be here. All right, from here, we're gonna roll over onto our side, and we're gonna start in our stacked up position. So hips are stacked, knees are stacked. We're gonna lie down, and again, you wanna make sure you're not hinged, but you're in lengthened out, arm right underneath the ear, and waistline lifted. So do a couple of those rib drops, rib lifts. rib lifts. That's not riblets. Up and down, lifting and lowering, and then leave those ribs up, waistline lifted. All right, we're gonna start, we're gonna lift that top leg as a unit, not heel first, not knee first, but as a unit. And then it comes down with control. Lift and hold, down with control. Lift and hold, down with control. Lift and hold, down with control. Last one like this, up, hold, down. Now put your feet together, pivot open and close. Pivot open and close. Pivot open and close, 2 more like that. Pivot open and close, open and close. Make sure your waistline's staying lifted. Now, knees stay down, heels are in the air, and we do that same rotation, open and close. Now, we're gonna take both legs, straighten them out, so you can't see your toes, right? Unless you're really wobbly, in which case you can hinge at your hips. And now we're gonna take that top leg, we're gonna lift it up, we're gonna flex through the quad as well as the outer hip. We're gonna bring it up just about to hip height. We're gonna bring it forward, we're gonna bring it down, we're gonna bring it over and behind. So it goes up, forward, down, and around, point the toes, and start turning that into a circle, but try not to woo through your torso. So a lot of control, start to make that loop bigger if you can, and then reverse your loop. Around and around. Beautiful. Pause. Come up onto your elbow, and your legs are straight again. Press up out of this shoulder. Use your lats. Your body might want to drop into those ribs, so you really have to keep this part straight, right? Not let it droop. When you're ready, top leg comes up, a little higher, forward, down, across, behind, whoops, don't roll over, up, and then again, we're doing that big rond de jambe. Are you starting to sink? No sinking ballerinas. No sinking ballerinas. And then reverse your direction. Hopefully you guys are feeling this. So it's not just that hip. Yep, thank you. You got to lift up out of those torsos also and bring it down. Woo, we're not quite done. Bend that bottom knee, press yourself up. If you have some wrist issues, you could come up on this fist, or you could even roll your mat a little bit so that the palm or the fleshy part of your hand is on the mat and the rest is off. And now as you come up, you're here on a diagonal, right? I'm not straight on my knee. And once again, oh, that leg lifts. Now, as you circle, they might be smaller. If you can do big ones, more power to you. And we're going to switch directions, reverse. And then bring that leg down. And now you are coming up on that knee, right up over you. Leg is off to the side. Sorry, I need to give myself some cushioning on that knee. Feel free to do so. So now that leg is right underneath you, arms into a T. This might seem easy at first. Over and straight up. And over and straight up. When you're ready for more challenge, arms go into a V. Obviously, you won't be touching the ground, because if you did, that would mean that you moved your arms away from your body. So V and up. More challenge, arms in that I position. And last challenge, you could do either Charlie's Angels or Candlestick, and it comes over your head and you cradle your head. Good. Stay where you are, bend down, keep your legs exactly as they are, but bend that leg. Make sure you didn't round into your spine, so sit up as tall as you can, arms into a T, just 2 times like that. Arms into a V, keep them in a V, so we're not playing seesaw here. You're gonna feel this still in that outer hip, right? Back to that outer hip. Arms in an I. And then before you do your candlestick, switch your hands. So if your pinky was here, Switch it to the other side, it'll feel awkward. And now candlestick. Again, you might not go very far, that's okay. And bring it down. We are still on the same side. We have one more exercise on the same side. Carol, you're gonna have to keep up and see if I screw up on the next side and forget something. All right, so here we are again, shoulder back, lift up out of it. Both knees have a slight bend, and very important, top leg is in front of the bottom one. So crisscross at the ankles, and then we come up, we lift the hips, keep the feet where they are, open the knees, drop the hips, hover, lift, hover, lift, hover. So side bend. Your feet don't slide in and out. And if you find that it's hard to get your hips up, move your feet a little bit, right? So we separate as we come down, we lift, separate those feet, or excuse me, those knees as you come down, and you're done. We're going to do all of that on the other side, I hope. So flip to the other side, stack your knees, stack your hips, line your arm up right underneath your ear, lift your ribs, drop your riblets, open, close, open, close. One more time, ribs lift and keep them there. Leg lifts in a straight line. We're not leading with the ankle nor the knee. They're in a nice, beautiful straight line. Good, then we put the feet together and we pivot the top leg open. And we're doing our best to keep the hips stacked at this point. We're not rolling backwards. Good, then the knees come together, the heels lift, and we do that same pivot open. Nice, now we're gonna straighten those legs so much that we can't really see them. Keep the ribs lifted, lift that top leg, find that control. Lift, did we lift and lower first? I don't know. Did we go right into the circle? We went right into the circle, lift it up, bring it forward, I think, bring it down and behind, up, down, and around, trying to keep your torso nice and solid, not too much movement there. Woo-hoo. And then you're gonna reverse. Quad is strong, right? So our legs are straight, not floppy. Two more. And last one. You're gonna prop yourself up now on your elbow. Feel free to fold your mat if you need a little extra cushioning. Press up out of that, and very important, lift those groceries, right? Otherwise those ribs are gonna be down. Both legs are straight. We're way lifted up out of our torso, and you start a circle in one direction. The other way that your body might want to kind of cheat is by pushing the hips back, so make sure they're with you, and then reverse your circles, your rond de jambe. And bring it down. All right, now we bend that bottom knee so that we come up on an angle. We straighten that top leg and we circle. A lot of stability here, and reverse your circle. Beautiful. Then you're going to slide that knee all the way underneath you. Leg is out to the side. And we go to that right side only. Nice and controlled. For more challenge, you have a V. For more challenge, you have an I. And then when you're ready for candlestick, go your normal position and then shift your fingers one, right? And then candlestick it. And then we're going to sit down on that right side. Pull your glutes out from under you, arms into a T, drop right, arms in a V. If this is bugging you, you can always bend that back knee, find where it works for you. I position if you want. I. And then Charlie's Angels or candlestick. And then down onto your elbow. Top leg crosses over the bottom one at the ankles. Shoulder back, lift up out of it. side bend, so we arch. And then as we come down, we don't put our hip all the way on the ground, we separate the knees, we arch to lift, separate, lift, and lift, and lift. 2 more, up, and up. Did we get it all? I hope so. All right, we're rolling over onto our abs, and as you do so, I want you to bend your right knee and let it come straight out from your hip. Your right ankle is right underneath your knee, and your head is turned onto your left ear. Right arm off to the side in a right angle, passive froggy stretch. So just a little bit of relaxation for that lower back. You might feel some sensation in that outer hip. Just a break, quick little break. And then straighten out the right leg, right arm comes down, and we do all that to the left side. So left knee bends 90 degrees, ear, right ear on the ground, left arm, right angle. It sounded like a twister direction. Good. Come on back through center. Now that we stretched out that low back, let's work it just a little bit. So come up, elbows underneath your shoulders if that's comfortable for you. If that's too much on your low back, just a little baby kind of cobra here, like a baby sphinx, your elbows can be down. You could lift your elbows for a little more challenge. Just a little passive moment here. All right. And then we're going to slide our arms forward. Make sure all 10 toenails are on the ground. Our upper body is lifted just a little bit. You're going to lift your right arm, and then I want you to pull it back, use that shoulder blade to pull it back, and then park it again. Left arm forward, pull it back, and park it. All 10 toes are on the ground at this time, right? Right arm again, and reach. Left arm, reach, and down. Inhale, reach, exhale down. Inhale, reach, exhale down. I did that the wrong direction. Reach, and down. Last time, reach and down. All 10 toes on the ground, both arms up, reach and down. Inhale, reach, exhale down. See if you can lift your quads up, knees off the ground, but toes down. Reach, reach. Last time, reach and down. Let's bend those knees, leave them wide, windshield wiper side to side. All right, upper body's going to stay down for this one. We're going to stack our hands, let your forehead rest there. Stretch your legs out. When you're ready, lift both legs off the ground, try and get the quads off the ground. And give me a little flutter kick, nice control, flutter kick. And relax. Let's press back, resting position before we put those two things together. Arms in front or by your sides, or making fists so you have a little space behind your knees. And now we put those two things together. So we're going to come down, lengthen the legs, hands kind of just underneath your shoulders to start. Deep breath in. Exhale, belly button to the spine as you lift up. Inhale, hover the hands and the legs. And then exhale, dive it forward, and you're just going to flutter kick. So you inhale as you lift, and you exhale to dive. Legs are just kicking the whole time. If this is plugging you, either legs down and just upper body working, or upper body down and just legs working. Your choice here. And relax. And again, we'll windshield wiper to loosen things up. And then we're going to press all the way up and back. We're going to come forward in a cow. We're going to round back in a cat. And we're going to come forward onto our forearms. Rotate those thumbs towards the sky, shoulders out of your ears. And we're heading right into a 45-second plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. So checkpoints, head in line with your spine, chin nodding yes, shoulders are broad, ribs are in, belly button is in, tailbone is tucked, pressing through your heels, kneecaps are lifted, thighs are engaged, back of the neck long, shoulders broad, ribs in, belly button in, tailbone under, thighs lifted, heels stretching. Almost there. 10 more seconds. And down. Let's come once more into that undulating cat-cow. If that doesn't loosen up your back, you are certainly welcome to go back into that resting position. All right, and now we're spinning back over onto our spine. We're going to work that rear chain again just a little bit, so come on back down. So we're going to do a couple variations of bridge here. On the first one, I want your heels together in a froggy position, toes are apart, but don't try and be super ballerina, right? Just a little bit apart. And then match your knees to those feet, right? So I'm not going to have my knees way open like this, but I'm going to try to have them on the same angle as my toes. And then I want you to play with where your hips are in space. See if you are a shift to the left person or a shift to the right person. Maybe you're neutral. I always thought I was neutral till I saw my latest video and I'm askew. So see if you can line it up. Ribs down, back of the neck is long. Hands are out to the side. You can do palms down or palms up. When you're ready, you're going to lift up from this position and keep lifting. And lift a little extra to really take any fold out of those hips. If you feel tension in your knees, feel free to walk your feet a little farther apart. So heels might not be touching, but they're still turned out. Then you're going to open your knees a quarter of an inch. You're going to drop your hips a quarter of an inch, and you're going to close. Open, close, open, close. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top. Hold and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open, close. 4. And one more time, hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here comes some challenge. Bring your right ankle and cross it over your left leg. And then move that right leg open and square your hips up. Because here comes the big one. From that angle, extend that right leg. So it's off to the right. Your left glute and hamstring should feel this a lot. Right leg is going to bend and straighten, tiny move, a little bit of quad work, but we're just isometric on that left side. 3, 2, and 1. Right leg down. Oh, we're almost there. Make sure your hips are up. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Even up those hips. And then when you're ready, left leg off to that angle. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Try not to move the right side. You should feel your hamstring and your glute. 3, 2, 1. Woo, bring it down. Relax. Roll your hips under. That should feel good. Tip them the other way. Roll them under, tip them out. Widen your legs wider than your mat. Let your right knee drop in and your left leg drop open. That should give you hip flexor stretch and outer hip stretch and a little into your low back. And then bring that up. Left knee drops in, right leg drops open, please. And again, getting that hip flexor, that hip, and that low back. And then we come back up. Well, that was so much fun. We're going to do another variation. So this time, big toes together, heels slightly apart, knees together. Hands down, shoulders out of your ears, lift, 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 lift. Once again, if this is uncomfortable on your knees, widen everything just a little bit. But your knees are in a little more than your hips, right? Try and keep that in mind. And then once again, all we're going to do is lift the hips, lift the hips. Lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. Couple more, lift, 2, and 1. Now listen up. Again, that right knee is going to come in. This time it's going to the sky. You're going to lower it down and you're going to tap the left knee. Tap it with the right knee. Tap, 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 tap. Keep going. And then that right leg is down. Uh-oh. Remember, pigeon-toed left leg in, up, down, tap the right knee, tap. Both feet are a little bit pigeon-toed as you tap. By the way, if your hands are hovering, that'll give you that extra challenge. 3, 2, 1, bring it down. Again, tuck those hips under, feel that low back, stretch it out, tip them the other way, and then hug both knees in, tuck the hips under, press them down. 2 more times like that. Hug your hips in and round them, and then press them away. While your hips are pressed away, tailbone is long with the legs tabletop, deep breath in, exhale, pull those ribs down, secure those abdominals, arms out to the side, palms rotated open, tuck the chin, toe touch exercise. So thighs move away from the body and then come back up. Thighs move away from the body and come back up, nice and slowly. Inhale as those legs open and move, and exhale, come back up. Inhale, legs move away, and exhale, back up. Inhale, opening, exhale, closing. This could be a single leg toe touch if you need. It could be a single leg heel tap. It could be double legs together or double legs open. And finally, if you want a little more challenge, you could lift your arms straight above you or even slightly over your head. But remember, all of this is about what's going on in that torso. Just one more time, and then hug those knees in. And then lift them right back to tabletop. Arms back out in that T position. All right, let your legs go slightly to the left and toe touch left. Come back up, come through center. Knees go right, toe touch right. So it's just your right toe that's touching. By the way, some people have a tendency to pull their heels back towards their hips. You're staying in tabletop. For more challenge, lift your arms off the ground and try and do this without swaying your arms side to side too much. So nice and controlled. Should be a nice oblique exercise. The other thing your body might want to do is gap open at the knees. So squeeze the knees together. What? That's so much going on. So again, you should feel this quite a bit, I hope, in your obliques. I'm sorry, I've got to, one of you Mac users is going to tell me how to turn off notifications if you just heard a doorbell ring or a ding dong. All right, and even yourself up, and then you're done with that. Hug those knees in, let those hips rock side to side. Left it on the ground. I think we're done. Right knee into your chest. Let's circle the knee towards the ceiling twice in each direction. And then let the knees drop all the way open to the right. Left leg drops open. Feel that inner thigh stretch. And then straighten out the left leg as you bring the right leg back through center. See if you could grab your right big toe. Keep the knee pulled in right close to you as you flex the heel towards the sky. So this should be a deep hamstring stretch. Press your tailbone down and it will go deeper. And then finally straighten out the leg. If you need to, bring it to the right. If you can't hold on to your toes, move your hands down to your ankle. If you can hold on to your toes, point and flex against resistance. If you can't, then just point and flex holding on here, and then maybe give your ankle some circles. And then we'll bend that right knee and we'll bring it across. We're going to pause for a moment with that hip just barely off the ground, straighten out the leg and turn it in. So you get that stretch start to come down your IT band, your outside of your knee, sickle your foot a little bit, and then finally knee bends and you twist all the way over. Back through center, cross your right, or put your right foot outside of your left thigh, drop your knee open. And then finally thread your needle here, grabbing your left hamstring, and extend that left leg up, and we'll do some pointing and flexing on that side and circling. You can use your right elbow to press the right knee open. And then grab your right foot with your left hand and give it a little love. So as I said, we work those little feet trying to open up some, areas, ligaments, tendons, all those little bones, trying to get some mobility. And then pull that across so your legs are crisscrossed, hug it in, take a rock, and drop left, please. And then we'll come back through center. Feet on the ground, left knee in, right foot on the ground. Circle your knee to the ceiling a couple times in each direction. And then open the leg to the left as the right leg drops open. And then we'll straighten the right leg, bring the left leg back through center, reach down, grab your left big toe, and press that heel to the sky, keeping your knee in nice and close. If you can, straighten out your leg, point and flex against your fingers, rotate, or hold lower on your leg. Same thing. And then bend that knee, drive it slightly across towards your right shoulder, straighten it out, turn your toe in, heel down, heel up, IT band, outer hip, etc. Bend the knee, drop it over. And as you come back, left foot goes on the ground and then just flops open, passive figure 4. Then we'll thread that needle and extend the right leg up. And again, maybe do some circles here, some pointing and flexing. And then we're gonna give some love to that left foot using the right hand. Just mobilize through that foot, maybe rub the arch. And then finally bend both knees, close that gap, circle it, rock it, and drop right, please. And then we will roll up and over onto our hands and knees. We're going to stagger our cat-cow. So left hand forward, right knee forward. Undulate through your cat-cow. And then square it up. Right hand forward, left knee forward. Undulate. Beautiful. And then left knee back and left hand forward. And we'll lift up high plank, press back down dog. And once again, take a little time for those feet, pedal them out, walk them, eventually walk them wide, hang over, bend your knees, roll cat, inhale cow, weight in your heels, lift it up. Awesome work, everyone. Thank you. We have a trivia question to answer. We have another